Hello and welcome to another video. This is Chris the Pocket Master here to talk about the R6 arcade game trackball controller. In this video I'm going to go over a few things arcade goers are probably wondering about, such as the architecture of this controller, the buttons, the sensitivity of the tracking ball, how it is like to play games on it, the durability, and if I would recommend this device to you. I want to start off with how this device looks. It's quite similar to the rest of the R series of controllers. It has 2 buttons to the side, 3 buttons on the front, the start and select button towards the top, and that wonderful detachable printer cable. I love the layout of this controller. It is pretty straightforward, and you may think it looks plain, but you could decorate it, or you could order one with the design through Fightbox's designing services. I think they offer that for the R series, which is really cool. The sensitivity of the controller really depends on the game you are playing, but for the most part, if you're playing an arcade game off of Steam, then it feels like you're right at the arcade with how sensitive it is. For example, if you're playing a game of Centipede, it's not super sensitive, but just enough to move the ship around where you want to. It feels pretty natural. If the sensitivity is not to your liking, then you could always adjust it through MAME or RetroArch. Some of the arcade games within Steam will let you adjust the settings of your controller, however, some games do not let you. Regardless, I think the games are fine when I use the controller. So like I mentioned before, playing arcade games that were meant to be played with a tracking ball feels natural, and the controller settings can be adjusted at times within emulators or through some of Steam's library. Now, getting this thing to work in games is a lot simpler than the R5 spinner arcade controller. It is usually a plug or play kind of deal, but sometimes the buttons are not mapped to my liking. This has to do with me being left-handed on some games and right-handed on other games. You could always adjust the controller's button inputs through the emulators or games off of Steam. I love using the tracking ball with my right hand when I play games like Centipede, Demons to Diamonds, Liberator, and Millipede, which is why you see me playing the games like that. The side buttons are good in that regard, making it a convenient way to switch from left-handed to right-handed, in my opinion. With games like Breakout, Quantum, and Warlords, I do prefer to use my left hand to move. Check out some of the gameplay. Yeah, I know, I am pretty weird when I play with a tracking ball, but this is how I use it. However, if you're not weird, Fightbox offers both left-handed and right-handed versions of this controller. Like all of Fightbox's products, the controller seems like it could pack a punch, but I never owned a tracking ball controller. I'm not sure how much damage they can take before they degrade. I do see a lot of them in the arcades, and they seem to stand the test of time. Nevertheless, I do my best to take care of controllers such as this tracking ball and the R5 spinner I have. I always store my stuff in a box or cover it with a piece of cloth to protect it from dust. Overall, this is a pretty outstanding controller. I'm glad to have it in my collection of the many arcade controllers I now own. I would recommend this device to you if you're looking for the best way to play games that originally had a tracking ball function as movement. These controllers are the best way to replicate the arcade experience at home without actually buying a full-blown arcade. Quite honestly, the thought of having an arcade room is just badass, but I'm more than happy to settle with these arcade controllers. Well guys, thanks for watching. If you want more videos from me, be sure to click that subscribe button and leave a comment if there's something you are wondering about with this controller. So with that being said, I'm going to close out. This is Chris the Pocket Master saying good night.